And this has a very strange story to it because, in fact, it came out, even though we had on the album the biggest hit record we ever had, Time the Season, #1 in almost every country in the world. In spite of that, the album didn't really sell at the time, and then, about 12 years later, it, for some reason, gradually started to pick up momentum and started to sell. People like Paul Weller, when he had numbers 1, 2 and 3 in the big punk explosion in the UK, in the charts, floored us by saying, this is my favourite album of all time. And he said that again this year as well. I remember Chris White phoning me up and saying, Rob, my kids are at university at the moment, and you know, this album is becoming a real cult album. I said, oh yeah, Chris, I said, great. And then I put the phone down, and I said to my wife, no, it's not. But in fact, unbelievably, it started to become so. And then from that point onwards, such rock luminaries as the dear and late, who became a friend, Tom Petty, people like Dave Grohl, and many young independent bands, really right up until the present day, have been quoting us as being one of their favourite artists, etc., and particularly because of this album. So it sells more every year now than when it first came out. It's made the top 100 album sales, top 100 albums of all time on Rolling Stone, on other papers in the UK as well. And so we would love to do just this little four-set song. We're going to start off with track 1 on the album. And this is the song that Dave Grohl, on the Scandinavian TV programme a few years ago, they said to him, Dave, what is the song, choose one song which changed your life? And he said, well, God, I don't know. He said, but if I've got to choose anything, I'll choose the first track from the Zombies Odyssey North album. So here it is, Carousel 43. Great.